Thanks Self-Haircut University for sponsoring this video. What's up everyone, my name is Alex Kouras and welcome back to another self-haircut video. In today's self-haircut, I'm going to be giving myself kind of like a low burst fade. So it's just going to be like a rainbowish shape going around here, making it, I guess, somewhat like a mohawk in a way. So you're keeping most of the bulk on top and then letting the back of the hair pretty much be the same. Of course, you shape it with the trimmers to clean it up and make it look nice, but it's just going to be kind of like a rainbowish shape. And then I'm going to add, to make it a little bit, to spunk it up a little bit, I'm going to add 2 lines on maybe the left side or the right side, just to give it like a nice edgy look. So with that being said, let's jump right into this self-haircut tutorial. So first I'm going to use my trimmers and put in a slight rainbow shape right around here, probably stopping at the corner of the C and then ending it right at the top of my ear. And by the way, this is the first time I'm ever doing this type of fade, so wish me luck. So now I'm going to be going in with my clipper with the no guard lever open and going up about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch from the previous guideline. So now that I have both of the guidelines in, right, the trimmer and then no guard lever open, I'm going to go in and fade in the first line, and then afterwards I'm going to put in the next guideline. So I'm going to go guideline, fade, guideline, fade, guideline, fade, and this is most likely going to be the best way to go about cutting your hair instead of putting in all the guidelines first, which you guys see me do in other videos, but I prefer going in guideline, fade, guideline, fade, guideline, fade, right? Instead of doing all the guidelines, going guideline, 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 and then fade, 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 fade. To me, it just makes a lot more sense, and the haircuts tend to come out a little bit better when I fade in as I'm putting in the guidelines. I'm gonna be going in now to fade in this guideline. I'm gonna be using the clipper with no guard and using the lever halfway and then lever closed, and then going in with the trimmer right afterwards to blend out any of the rest of the hard line. What is up with this right here? Why am I bleeding? What the heck, man? So now I'm going to be going in with the number 1 guard, lever open, and I'm going up again about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch from the previous guideline. So now the next step is using my 1/2 guard, lever closed, and going in and fading in the next hard line and just using the corners. And if you need to, the solid flick out motion always works really well. But always remember to start underneath the hard line and flick up into the line and away. And if you need to, you can always stretch out your scalp to expand the zone that you're working in. All right. Underneath, flick up into it. So let's go in now with the number 2 guard, lever open, and let's go in and stretch out the roundish shape just a tiny bit. Blend it in a little bit up here, but stretch it out a little bit more toward the back up here, and then bring it back in because the back of my head is already basically like a number 2 guard. So now I'm going to go in with my number 1.5 guard, lever closed, and I'm going to flick out the final hard line right in here. And then after that, I'm going to go in and blend in this upper length, this length up here by my part line to the existing longer length up in here toward the top of my head. Before we continue with the video, I want to thank today's sponsor, Self Haircut University. My goal with SHU is to help you fast track your hair cutting education. Whether for self haircuts or cutting other people's hair, SHU covers both options. So that means less mistakes, faster results, and thousands saved every single year for the rest of your life. Now, within 72 hours of joining, I'll personally be hosting a new member group coaching call to help you get started on the right track, as well as answer any upfront questions that you might have. With over 14 years of self-haircut experience, 120 plus lectures, weekly group coaching calls, live streamed self-haircut tutorials, 24 to 48 hour feedback, and even one-on-one coaching calls with me directly, there's no better person with more passion than myself to teach you how to cut your own hair. Click on the first link in the description to start today. Thank you, Self Haircut University, for sponsoring this video. So before I go in and blend in the fade to the length on top right up here, I'm gonna go in and detail with my thinning shears. Notice how I'm holding them the opposite way, right? This is normally the way you hold thinning shears, but I'm gonna hold it the opposite way and use this part of the blade to hold against, to lean up against my scalp. And then anywhere that I see some hard lines, I'm gonna go ahead and cut at the line. And this does a really good job of blending in the hard lines a little bit more if you still see some bulky areas. So now I can go in with my thinning shear over comb and blend in this hard line and all the length toward the top of my head. So there's a little bit too much bulk on the top. So I'm just gonna go in with my actual shears and I'm just gonna go in and take pieces of the corner around the perimeter on the sides here and on the sides here and just level it out a little bit more. Maybe texturize the back portion of the top just to soften it up and make it a little bit shorter so that it blends and has a nicer feel. So I'm gonna pull my hair out and off to the side of my head. And you can see right here, there's a nice chunk of hair. Typically, I would recommend you wet your hair if you're gonna cut using scissors on the top, right? Always wet your hair first. But because I'm so used to cutting my hair and I've been doing this for over 15 years, I can do it dry, especially in small sections like this. All right, so right there, this is where I need to cut. Boom. Boom. Let's grab another section back here. Do a little bit of texturing. Now I'm gonna do some point cutting, not exceeding the front of my head. So I'm gonna leave this portion and down alone because I wanna keep some of that texture toward the front, because usually when I texture my hair, it gets flatter. So I'm just gonna texture more towards the back. So now going in with my trimmer, I'm going to be going in and cleaning up the line. So straightening up my lineup in the back of my head to really make this burst fade come together. The only thing that I have to do now is my beard and then putting the 2 lines in the back of my head. Otherwise, it's pretty simple. So now that the beard is faded in with the haircut, I'm going in with my brush and combing down the hair so that everything is flat and even. And now I'm going to be going in with my trimmer and placing in 2 solid lines to give this haircut a nice detailed design and a more edgy look. All right, everyone, so this is the final result for the burst fade with the 2-line design self haircut tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like and share this video with a friend. Also, let me know in the comment section down below what type of design or self haircut you'd like me to give myself next. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you guys click on the subscribe button down below, as well as click on the post notifications as well to never miss any of my new self haircut tutorials. And if you guys are interested in any of the tools that I use throughout all of my self haircuts, you can use the first link in the description to check out my tools as well as my self haircut program, Self Haircut University. But here you guys are. This is the final result. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace!